Hello. Today we're going to do something a little different. This is the very first time I have given an internet response to someone's recording. I've taught for 40 years, so I've generally done that in person. So we're going to try something new today. And I would welcome your comments, suggestions, or other reactions to how I do. A gentleman by the name of Richard, that's what we'll call him, sent me a recording of his right hand playing "A Mighty Fortress Is Our God." And even within that small amount of context, we can learn a lot about how Richard was thinking and some things he can do better. And I've seen these same issues in many other people's playing. It was rather common amongst my students as well. So we're going to take a look at Richard's playing, and then I will have some suggestions for him. And somehow I'm going to include links to my fingering on this piece. Richard's problems can be really boiled down to two issues which are very closely linked. One is how he conceives of groups of notes, and then how he fingers those groups of notes. So we're going to look at that, and that's a very important thing because really when it comes down to it, you want to be lazy. You want to find the easiest way to get the job done. So that's what we're going to look at. And sometimes easy is not intuitive, and we have to learn some new skills to really do things the easiest way. And by doing things easy, it means we learn things faster and makes the whole process much more enjoyable and less laborious. So with that, let's take a look at what Richard did. All right, so this is the fingering I would suggest, and you're going to see some of the dancing I had talked about. So since Richard has an adult-sized hand, this is probably the best way to do this. Starting, instead of going 1-5 to 1-5 there, let's go with 2-5 here, and have your thumb already ready for the C, and back to the 2-5 there. And then to play the next, the fortress, all you have to do is pull your thumb up, and your third finger is already sitting on the G. And at this point, you're going to have to let go of that B real, but you got to get right up to that. Or you could do something like this, where you take from your 3-5 and just swap out 2-4. And this is an important part here. You got to get your thumb or your fifth finger underneath your fourth finger. So you create this legato. And you can raise your wrist a little bit and come down on it to give you the energy that you otherwise wouldn't have, because your fifth finger is in such an awkward place. Second finger over your thumb, and then 1 and 4. Back to your octave, new phrase, you pick your hand up, and you can drop whatever fingering position you need. And remember, this is what has to be melodic, and that's your melody. So the left hand, or the bottom note, the alto, can move around. You can let go of your thumb, and again, put your fifth finger under there, and you go 2 and 4. Now, your 2-5 here, bring your fourth finger over here. So you're crossing your second finger over your thumb. Richard, you have very good double note playing. You could do a couple different ways to go through that, but I would end on 1 and 2, and then you got to swap or bring your thumb up for the C. Failing, even though that's slurred there, it's still one word, so you got to make that legato. So you can't let go of your second finger. It's got to be your thumb, unless you swap out another finger to use your second finger. But don't break those two notes. All right, that next phrase is the same. Moving on to the third phrase. And here, you're going to need to swap your fourth finger, put your fifth finger there, and then you've got 4 and 2 available for that thumb, and then cross your second finger over your thumb. New phrase, you can pick up your hand and go. 2 and 4. Bring your second finger up, or you could use your thumb and swap, but cross your third finger over your 4. Again, all legato. So whatever happens in your bottom note, your alto part can be broken, but this has got to be connected. And again, new phrase, you can take a breath, lift your hand, put whatever you want there. 1 and 4 is fine. Now, bring your fifth finger over. Got a couple ways you can do that. Back to that idea again. 2 and 5, 1 and 4, swap to your second finger on the alto part, and then you're free to do this slurred. And again with your fifth finger under, third, and here bring your fifth finger on the top, and you're ready to go. Swap your here at his equal. Oh, I'm sorry. Put your fourth finger there, swap to your fifth finger, and your fourth is free to do this. So that's the kind of fingering I would suggest in this piece in your setting. You've got very good double note playing, Richard, which is unusual for someone at your level, because that is often, you'll say that double notes are what separate the men from the boys and the women from the girls, because it is just fundamentally difficult to do effectively playing without doing that with double notes. So you got that really going well for you. So we just clean up your thought of how you play your melody note and making sure it's all very firmly connected. So you're going to have to get creative with your fingering. But other than that, I think you're well on the way.